Hello, everyone. All right, so if any of you have ever been to a spiritual shop or came across any quote unquote new age enthusiast, you may have seen some crystals before. And it just looks like people are just playing around with beautiful rocks as if they hold some kind of psychic power, and you just think it's all poppycock. Well, check this out. Do you know what cell phones, radios, TVs, watches, computers, GPS devices, and even ultrasound machines have in common? They all have a piece of quartz crystal built into their motherboards. Why? Because quartz crystal is a natural energy converter, right? So when you look at a piece of quartz crystal, like the one that I'm wearing, this is made from oxygen and silicon. Now, the oxygen atoms carry a negative charge, and the silicon atoms carry a positive charge. And they exist in a bonded state. Now, when you hit a piece of quartz crystal or apply a certain amount of mechanical pressure to it over time, the atoms that were previously bonded shift and go in the opposite direction of each other. Now, this is called piezoelectricity. So this is not magic. This is science. All right. To achieve this perfect imbalance, the most ideal shape that you would need is a square or a rectangular plate, which is what most of these motherboards operate on, right? So once the crystal becomes compressed, one side generates a positive charge and the other side generates a negative charge, which can be then utilized because it creates a voltage, which can then be utilized in technology, right? And so any device that's responsible for transmitting and receiving signals for communication, if you take it apart, truth be told, you're probably gonna find yourself like a little piece of quartz crystal in there, because the crystals make sure that the signals are stable and precise. All right, so that's just some of what crystals, that's some of what they do from a tangible scientific point of view. Now, from a occult, magical, or metaphysical point of view, I think that crystals are powerful talismans that correspond with your alchemical mind. And personally speaking, there's times when, depending on what kind of mood I'm in, depending on my own energetic state, there's times when I hold a piece of quartz crystal and the best way I can describe it is this. It feels as though it has its own little magnetic field surrounding it. And especially if I leave it out in the sun for a few hours. Now, remember what I said earlier, that crystals are energy converters. So if I leave a crystal out under a sun that's emitting just massive amounts of electromagnetic radiation, the crystal is absorbing all of that energy. And then if I happen to hold it and then I feel better or I feel something at all, to me, that's not magic. That's science. That's called pyroelectricity. Crystals are both piezoelectric and pyroelectric.